welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Linda Carolina. You can call me simply Carolina. If you're returning, welcome back. So in today's video, you guys, I'm gonna be showing you how I did my nails. I gave myself like a little, what I'm calling like a baddie nail makeover. Super cute, they're press-ons. So I'm gonna show you guys step by step how I did this. Super easy. This is how I typically do my nails. I just do like regular polish, or if I want to be like extra special, I'll do these kind of nails. So if you want to see how I did these, make sure you stick around and watch the tutorial. Hey guys, so welcome to step one. First things first, you want to start off with a clean palette. So I'm taking off my old nail polish. I'm just using some regular old acetone with a cotton swab. I would recommend, even if you don't have nail polish on, to give your nails like a quick swipe just to get any residue, any dirt, anything off. Really, really crucial that you start off with a clean palette. You'll see here I'm showing you the cotton swab in case you've never seen one. Yeah, I let my nails get like really chipped and nasty for this video just to show you guys like starting like from scratch what it would typically look like if I was like redoing my nails. So we're just gonna fast forward through me taking off the nail polish because you guys don't need to see all that in slow motion. Alright you guys, so next thing I do is I take some cuticle oil. This one is a milk and honey cuticle oil I got off Amazon. I'll be linking all the products I use in the description below. I really like this one because it has a dropper. Also, there's something really cool about the bottle. It is basically like leak proof. It has a flat bottom, but then it also has like a flat side. That way if it tilts, it won't break. Oh, actually, JK, I'm going to be filing my nails and I'm fast forwarding through this. Sorry, guys. Something I should mention, excuse me, wow. Something I should mention about when I file my nails, I do try and keep it in the same direction. I try not to go in like a windshield wiper motion because that can cause breakage in your nail, and because we are doing press-ons, you really, really, really need a strong base. I cannot stress that enough. Even when you're doing your nails with like regular polish, I would not recommend going in a windshield wiper motion. That can cause breakage, it can damage your nails, and it can cause them not to like grow as long, is what I have found. But I'm not like professional nail tech, nothing like that. These are just things I've picked up in my long life, my 26 years of painting my own nails. The next thing I am doing is I'm taking this double-sided tool I have. One side is a cuticle pusher, the other side is a scraper. I'm just scraping underneath my nails to get any dirt and debris out from under my nails. Alright you guys, now that I have filed off my nails and they look how I want them to look, I want to keep them nice and short so they're not overgrown and weird underneath the acrylic. I keep calling it acrylic press-on. And now here I will finally be using the milk and honey cuticle oil I was talking about. So I just take a little bit of the dropper out, or I take the dropper out, sorry, and I just put like one little drop on my nail, or specifically like right underneath my nail. And then I take a piece of like cotton, I guess like cotton sheet, cotton fiber is how I would call it, and I just rub it all over. And then I wipe it off, and then I take my cuticle pusher and I just start pushing my cuticles down. I want to do this before I cut my cuticles, and I try and like push up at the same time so that more of my cuticle can stick out, so it's easier for me to find and cut so I don't end up cutting myself. So I'm just going to do that to both hands, as you can see here. guys, so for the next part, I'm going to be cutting my cuticles. Using this tool I got from Amazon. I bought it in a pack, so it came with other pieces for your nails. It came with like another cuticle pusher, another nail file, a bunch of different things. It even came with like an earwax scraper. I can show you guys that in another video if you want. Shamefully, I use it a lot. Well, not a lot. I don't have like an excessive amount of earwax, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, so what I like to do is I like to push up my cuticles so that I'm able to cut them more easily without cutting myself in the process. And I do take my time on this part. I like to make sure I'm really, really careful. Nobody really taught me how to do this, to be honest. I just kind of cut off the excess, and I'm sorry for the background. My brother's getting water. But this is what I like to do to really give myself that salon quality nail makeover. I'll be honest, this is probably one of my favorite steps. You will see the difference. If you haven't cut your cuticles before and then you cut them, you'll see the difference. Your nails feel softer and they look more elegant, in my opinion. Okay guys, so now we're on our next step, which would be to pick out what nails you're going to use. I personally use press-on nails I bought from Amazon. I like to keep them in the storage container I got from Walmart. It's a container you can use for string. I think those are just flossy strings you can use for embroidery. Anyway, I keep them in here just so I can keep them organized. I have a little label on each one to show me what size I have in there. So I take each nail and I just kind of test it against my own nail to see how it fits. I like to make sure that each side touches the nail. It doesn't go over because that can be super uncomfortable. That's happened before, and you also don't want it to be too short because that can also be too uncomfortable. So you're just going to go ahead, go through every nail and pick out which one you want or which one fits best. And then what I like to do is I like to put it on the side in the order it's going to go in. So I would do thumb, and then to the left of it my index, and then so on and so forth. And I'll do that for both hands. As you'll see, I'll just continue measuring and seeing which one fits best. Alright you guys, before I get into the next step, I did want to show you these little stands I have. I got them off Amazon, like everything else in this video, pretty much everything I got on Amazon. I really like these because each individual piece has a magnet on it, so it makes it easier for me to work on each individual nail at a time. And it also came with this putty that I'm showing you guys here. I like it. You just take a little piece off and you just stick it to the back of the nail and then stick it onto the stand. Makes it super easy to work with so that it doesn't fall off, get messy and all that. So yeah, and then I really also like that one is silver and one is gold. That really helps to kind of differentiate in case you're wait, which one was my left hand, which one was my right hand, in case you're doing completely different designs. And that was my sister talking to her cat, sorry. Okay, so the next actual thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take each individual press-on nail and put it on my nail, and then I take my other two fingers and hold it down onto the nail. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to the length I want, or close to the length I want. I do it more so close to the length I want, so I give myself a little bit of room for filing, so that when I file it, it does end up being the exact length I want and the exact shape. There's 3 different ways that you can cut the nail. You can cut it at an angle, you can cut it straight up and down. I do it straight up and down because I like having my nails squared off or in a stiletto shape. I think that's what it's called. Stiletto. Yeah. Oh, no, it's called coffin shape. I'm thinking about the other shape. So I like it in either a coffin shape or in a square shape. So I do it up and down. That way I'm able to shape it how I want with the file. And then I'm going to take a piece of putty and take the nail that I just cut and put into the spot I want on the stand. That way I can move on to the next step. Okay, so now that I cut all the press-on nails to the length that I want to have them around, I'm going to go ahead and take them off the stands. I put them on the stand so you guys can see how they stick onto the stands and how it's easy to work with. You can just pull up each individual one. So now I'm just going to take the putty off from the back of the nail so that I'm able to go ahead and file them. Like I was mentioning earlier, when you file, you want to try and keep the file in the same motion. You don't want to go back and forth because that can cause breakage and or damage your nail. So as you can see here, I'm like demonstrating it just like back and forth in the same direction. I'm not going like side to side like a windshield wiper, because if not, that will damage the nail. And a good idea is to just be brushing off the nail as you go, because as you can see, a lot of dust can accumulate, and you just want to make sure you have it nice and clear, so that way when you have polish, you put polish on it, there won't be any dusty debris underneath. Okay, so now that I have done that with both of my hands, I was gonna say both of my nails, but then that implies I only have two nails. So with both of my hands, I'm gonna go ahead and start polishing my press-on nails. I'm going to be using this shade by OPI called It's a Girl. Fun story about this, I actually got it from the thrift. I bought it in one of those like bags that they have off to the side. I don't know if your thrift stores are like this, but the one I went to, there was a bunch of like little bags where they put a bunch of like little like knickknacks, like random things that kind of go together in the same bag. They have it for like everything, nail polish, like hair stuff, like all kinds of random stuff, electronics. Anyway, so I found this bag with nail polish in it, and normally I wouldn't pick something like that up, but because I saw the OPI in it and it looked brand new, and it was only $2.99. I was like, yeah, one bottle of OPI is usually around like $8. I'm definitely getting this bag. And it came with like 5 or 6 other nail polishes. And I looked at all of them, they're all brand new. I'm assuming somebody just donated them because they didn't use them. But anyway, moving on. I'm using this color. It's a really thin paint, so I'm going to go over and do about maybe like 5 layers. You just want to make sure you have enough layers where it's the color consistency that you want, and so that it's not too thick. So just keep an eye on it and just paint them to your heart's desire and whatever color you want. Okay, so now that you have painted your nails and they have dried fully, we're going to go ahead and start putting the rhinestones on. So this is what my nail polish ended up looking like. It's this really pretty pink color. I'm just going to take this makeup brush I got and I was just testing to make sure they're all dry, and I'm going to lightly brush them to make sure there's no dust or debris on the nails. I'm going to be using these rhinestones I got from Amazon. I'm going to be using, I got 2 different kinds of rhinestones. Ones that are like a little bit more silver, and then another one that's like a little bit more colorful, if that makes sense. Like the shine on them is like more colorful. And, excuse me, I'm going to use the smallest one. Oh, I guess before I start doing the rhinestones, I wanted to show you guys what kind of glue I'm using. I'm like watching the video as I'm doing this recording, you guys. So this is the glue I use. It's called Naline is the brand. Okay, and I guess now I am going to the rhinestones. So one thing I do when I put rhinestones on my nails is I take some putty and I create kind of like a little cone shape with the putty. I do this because I find it to be the easiest, most precise way to get the rhinestones on. That's how you can do it. Or if you're like a pro and you have like all this rhinestone stuff, you probably have one of those like little wax sticks. I've been meaning to get one, but either way works. Or you could even use tweezers. Or if you're really careful. You can use your fingers. I just used putty. So I'm going to take some of the rhinestones out so I have some down on the table so it's easier to grab. Something I recommend doing is flipping them all right side up. In the video, I make the mistake of flipping them upside down. You don't want to do that because when you pick it up, you have to like really quickly flip it around. So I would highly recommend flipping them right side up. That way when you pick it up with the putty, the diamond side is inside the putty, and when you put it down on a nail, diamond side is face up. So you'll see, like, at first I'm like, oh, whoops, and then I'll go back and I'll fix it. So I take my nail glue and I'm going to make just like a teeny tiny little dot. I really like this nail glue. It's super strong and hasn't failed me yet. I just put a tiny dot. I pick up a rhinestone. I put it on the dot of glue. You want to work quick. And sometimes if I have too much glue on the nail, I'll just take excess glue and use it for the next rhinestone. So you want to just do this and really take your time on this part. Really be careful. Think about what kind of design you're doing, or what the spacing should be like. I personally am going to be doing it like polka dots, kind of, is what I envision, like diamond polka dots. So I'm just like trying to space them out evenly and make it kind of like almost like random too. But do whatever design you guys like. Okay, you guys, very exciting. We're in part 5, how to become a bad biche. So now we're going to attach the nails. Before you do that, you want to take one of your coarser nail files. I wouldn't know like how exactly to define the grit of the nail file, but you want to just get one of the coarser ones. Do a final like little, I guess I would call it like a walkthrough with your nails. Go to each nail, make sure they're nice and soft on the corners, no harsh edges, and just file away. Make sure everything is exactly how you want it. When I do press-ons, I do try and keep my nails in a rounder shape and keep them as short as possible. That way there's not overgrown underneath the press on. So what I'm doing here now is I'm kind of creating like a crosshatch on top of my nail. You want to do this so the adhesion sticks better when you glue on the press on to your nail. This gives it like a nice base for it to stick on. So you want to do it, you're basically like shaving off like the first layer of your nail essentially. You can do this with a nail file, or if you're fancy schmancy and you have one of those spinny nail files from like the salon, you can use that as well, but I just use a nail file that has like a stronger grit. So you want to do that to all your fingers before you move on to the next step. Okay, now that you have filed the top of all of your nails, you want to take that makeup brush I was talking about and using earlier and just dust off any excess dust, any excess residue, because now we're going to get into the actual gluing. So I would separate the nail from the stand and have it just ready. So here I picked up my thumbnail, my thumbnail, and I'm going to turn it upside down, or I'm sorry, not upside down, but face down, so that I'm able to put the glue. First, I'm going to put it on my actual nail, just a little bit, and just spread it around. And then my secret, or I guess it's not a secret, I put a little bit of nail glue inside the press-on nail. And then I press that against my nail exactly where I want it. That way it's a seamless fit, and I can ensure that it will not fall off. Right now I'm recording this, and I've had my nails put on for a week and nothing has fallen off, they haven't lifted, nothing. And this is my go-to way of doing it. I put the glue on and then I try and put it on my nail as slowly as possible. And then I hold it down for a few seconds, and then I'll press down on the top of the nail and just make sure it's starting to stick where I don't have to hold on to it anymore. And then I move on to the next nail. So you just want to do this really, really gently, because I have found that if you squeeze too tight, it can put an indentation in the polish, even though the polish is already dry. So just do this really carefully so that the gems don't move around and you don't leave a fingerprint on the polish. And just make sure you do that with all your nails as carefully as possible, and yeah, just continue doing that with all your fingers. Okay, now after 500 years, you should have both hands on. I was about to say both nails on, but that's implying you only have two nails. So both sets of nails on. The final step that I do is I take my absolute favorite top coat, which is the Séché Vive Gel Effect Top Coat. I got off Amazon. Again, I'll be posting all the links to the items in my description. I really like this because you can use it on regular polish or gel polish. It gives like a gel-like effect. It makes your nails super shiny. And I'm just going to put that on all my nails. I might do like 2 coats. As you can see, I have to go back and dip it back into the bottle a couple times because there's rhinestones. You just want to make sure you get the entire nail. And you'll see at the end how like your nails look like super shiny and bright. It really helps to make the gems look even brighter as well. So make sure you do that to both hands. Alright, you guys, that was the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stick around my next video. I'm most likely going to be doing a day in the life of somebody who works from home, because that's why I look kind of like busted right now, you guys. I've been working from home for like a month. So if you want like content showing you like what a day in my life looks like, or any other things you guys want to see, just let me know. I do have some updates to share with you guys. I'm really excited to do that. I'm trying to be more proactive about sharing on here. Look at my bow. About going on here and creating content and just being more active on YouTube. I really miss doing that, and I really miss being here talking to you guys. So I'm gonna try and be better about that. I've been editing this video actually for like a month. No, not a month, probably like 2 weeks. But yeah, anyway, the point of this is thank you so much for watching, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified of my next video. And in my next video, I'm most likely going to be doing a day in my life work from home edition. Thank you guys so much. See you next time. Bye.